kombucha. Synergy, the real kombucha.
This is basically kombucha.
Basically, yeah.
Dr. Pepper kombucha.
Dr. Pepper kombucha.
All right, we're gonna leave that in. That's the cold open. Welcome back to the Full Fledged Podcast. It's been like a month, I think, since we recorded. I think our last episode was right before your wedding. So congrats
Yeah.
on the wedding. It was awesome to
Thank
see
you.
you guys in person,
Thanks for coming.
in the flesh. Yeah,
Yes.
wouldn't miss it. Well,
Super happy you guys came all the
would have
way
missed
out. I
it,
know it's
but
kind of a huh?
I said I would have missed it if it just didn't work out, but it worked out. So I was like, yeah, let's go see Brooksy.
Hell yeah. We appreciate you and Caitlin coming out. So
Yeah, no, it was
and
fun, and
then
it was fun to see the people I knew. I was kind of surprised how many people I knew there. So it was much less awkward than I didn't think it was going to be awkward, but it was like it could get awkward if I only know like a couple people and I'm just like only hanging out with them. But then it was like, dang, I know like a lot of people. So
yeah, I guess like more I think about it, I guess you did know because we put you at the table with Jason, Ben, Cole. I think Draper was next to you guys.
yeah, Draper was the next table. I didn't know Corey was going to be there.
Oh yeah, and Corey. Yep. Yeah, dude. It was a good wedding. I've
Yeah,
had a
really
lot
good
of
wedding.
people
It was fun.
thank you. I had a lot of people say it was actually a really good wedding. Our event coordinator, not our event coordinator, but the event center coordinator loved us and like was like super happy with us and how it turned out. And
Yeah.
we didn't have a wedding planner. We did it all on our own. Like it was great. It turned out great. Like there's only like minimal family drama that I don't think many folks even knew about besides me and Chelsea and a few others.
Yeah.
Um, which was that was our goal is just, hey, let's keep it on the min, like, cause there's always something, right?
Right.
But yeah, like even Jason told me that was one of the most fun weddings I've been to, and it's cool to hear people say that because like I could tell probably Friday was when I was starting to get stressed on my end about stuff.
Yeah.
Just to make sure everyone was uh everything and everyone was good. Like because I remember Friday we were coordinating going hiking and Telluride with like shoot 5 different people, and I was trying, and then none of them have been to Telluride before besides CJ,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like coordinating, trying to all meet in the same spot. Oh my gosh, I was flustered. I was so flustered. They're like, Brooks, are you like, calm, it's okay, dude. I'm like, sorry, I just want to make sure everyone is in the right place. Like we're all good. And they definitely saw a different side of me that usually doesn't come out very often because I'm usually pretty low key.
Yeah.
Um, but but it turned out great. We ended up, it was a short hike. It wasn't too long. And cause CJ had his kids and Patrick, our reverend, our officiant, and his now fiance Haley, uh, were with us there. And Haley only had UGG boots, and Patrick had cowboy boots. They weren't expecting to go hike. I'm like,
Right.
really, guys? I know you're from Texas, but come on now, you're in the Rockies.
Right.
So we ended up. It was one where you take the gondola all the way to the top and then you get off and then we just walked down this path. It's a pretty cool path and got some cool views of Telluride, and
Nice.
yeah, everyone loved it. And because there was a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people were asking why we did it so far away, because yeah, like Ridgeway is definitely a haul, about 5.5 hours
Yeah.
from Denver, and obviously if you're not from that area, it's a little bit longer. So, and then they got here and got there and they were just like amazed with it. And it's like,
Yeah.
I think you met my buddy Justin Moreno. I went to SWASU with him. You might have met him.
Was he there?
He's from Amarillo. He's never been to the Rockies, never.
Mm,
And he was like fascinated by it. He's like, "This
yeah,
is like the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen." Like, we're like, "Yeah,
right.
that's why it's well, we did it there because of that, also because of how great of a price we got on the venue." So,
Yeah, for
uh,
sure.
but yeah, overall, it was great. And tell you what, I was that Sunday morning, I was just super relieved. I was like, "Oh, finally, that's
Yeah,
over." I mean, it was fun, but I'm glad it's over.
yeah. I mean, weddings on the being the host side of it, it's like you reach a breaking point at a certain point
Mhm,
because you're having the same conversation about different things. Like you're coordinating this, and then you're coordinating that, and so like you're having the same coordinating topic conversation just about different things, like for
mhm,
like a week, 2 weeks straight, just trying to make sure like you said, make sure everybody's in the right place at the right time and doing the right things. And
mhm.
finally, you're just like, I'm over having this conversation. I don't want to have this conversation anymore. I'm saying the same thing. I know we haven't talked about it, but I'm saying the same thing in different areas, and I'm just over it.
Yeah. It was funny, one of my groomsmen, he texted me, I put we had a group chat for the groomsmen, and I put all the information they needed in that group chat, and of course, one of them, sorry, Pete, love you, dude, but, uh, he texts me, "Hey, what's the address of this?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's in the group text. Buddy, read."
Yeah.
That's when I was like that was, like, right before the rehearsal dinner, and I was just like, l I was, like, really, like, "Ah." Then we got to the rehearsal dinner, it was fine.
Hmm.
I didn't, like, get mad at him or anything, I just sent him the location. I
Yeah.
just said, "Here it is."
Just show up. Dang
Um,
it.
yeah, uh, but, uh but yeah, that was, you really do at some point, you're gonna hit a breaking point, and it's just like
You're just over it.
then you, like
And then you want the whole thing to be over with and say the I do's, have the kiss,
mhm,
have the dance. Let's get out of here.
yep. You know what the funny part is the I was actually good right before the wedding. We were just hanging out in in the kitchen with Chris and Tonti's, and he was getting all his stuff ready to go because he had, like, still a couple hours to prepare everything, so he was still getting ready. And I'm, like, sitting in the or standing in there, all of us were freaking taking shots and, stuff like that because the Chelsea and all the bridesmaids are outside taking photos at the moment, so we can't see 'em. Um, and freaking finally, they were like, "Alright, you're good to go," and so I come out and, I have Chance with me, and I'm like, "Okay, I think I have everything." And then I forgot Chance's bow tie at the hotel room.
Oh no.
And this was 20 minutes before we were supposed to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Mother" I was, like, losing it. I'm like, "This is the one thing I forget." I was stressing. And then luckily, my brother and Aaron were like, "Give me your keys, we'll go get it for you." And so, luckily, the hotel was only 3 minutes up the road,
Yeah.
but run, grab they grab the bow tie, come
Hmm.
back at, like, 4:20. Yeah, they got it there and back in 10 minutes. They just hustled, and I was like, "Oh, thank you guys, it was great." I was like, "Okay, cool.
Save the
We're
day.
good." And then, the one last thing happened. Everyone's everyone's sitting, watching all the me come up with my parents, and then groomsmen are coming, and then next thing you know, my truck is right next, and Brock accidentally locked it because that's where the dogs were supposed to go after they
Yeah.
went down the aisle themselves. And now my buddy Justin Moreno is taking care of the dogs during the whole ceremony, and I felt
Yep.
so bad. And Chelsea's, like, walking down the aisle, she goes, "The dogs!" I was like, "I don't know what happened."
I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry.
So, that I mean, it was funny, and,
Yeah.
we got everything done before the rain came, which was great.
Yeah. It
We
was
were
a
in the
perfect
middle of
timing.
we're in the middle of family pictures when the rain came, and so we had to do a couple inside, then we did some outside again, And then yeah, then Chelsea and I went to this lookout point to take some more photos. Came back. The DJ got the songs mixed up. I was like, oh well, uh, that was okay.
Yeah,
And then other than that, it was great.
yeah.
So
It was a fun wedding. I like the smaller weddings. I don't like when there's too many
mm,
people in any
yeah,
setting, but let alone at a wedding. It's more intimate, everybody's more close and
yep,
close knit, tight knit group. So it was fun. It
hmm
was fun.
yeah, good,
Well done,
good.
Brooks
Thanks.
and Chelsea. Mostly Chelsea.
Yeah, mostly Chelsea. And I got the ring.
And the ring. What kind of ring did you go with? What brand?
I have no idea. Whatever my buddy who is my jeweler got me. Um,
Okay.
it's a Tunskin rose gold mix. You can kind of see
Oh,
it.
nice.
Um, Chelsea wanted full rose gold, but that would have cost me a lot of money. So we went with the Tunskin combo, and actually it wasn't too bad. I think it was like 300 or something like that. Not much.
Yeah. I went with a antler ring, so it actually has an elk antler in the
Oh, that's cool.
in like the inlay in the middle, and then it has. I think mine has gold on the outside. I don't know. I don't wear. I just wear the silicone 99.9% of the time.
Nice. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
some of those too.
Yep. But anywho, it was
Hmm
a fun. It was a fun weekend or fun day. I was only there for. We were hardly there for more than like 24 hours, but it was good.
Yeah.
We were in Ridgeway less than 24 hours. We were there for like 12, but it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. You guys were in and out, that's all good.
Yep. We would have been there longer. And I know I told you the story, but I'll tell the listeners. We went I-70, which is like the main interstate, and we were supposed to be like at the hotel at like 1:30. So we were going to be there in plenty of time. And then we're like, I forget what what town, but it was like one of the canyons where there's like no more exits. You can't like get around it once you get like past a certain exit. And so
Hmm
we're going, and it was like one of the last 5-10 exits. We get an alert saying, take this exit and turn around. I was like, what the heck? And so we do it, and we start going, and all of a sudden our ETA bumped up to like 4 o'clock to get to the hotel. Yeah, and so like we were supposed to be there at like 1:30, and then all of a sudden, like 2.5 hour extra, and all of a sudden it's saying like we're gonna get to the hotel at like 4. And it's like, are you kidding me? And so, yeah, there was the day before I had heard that there was like an Amazon truck tipped over, and like packages were all over the interstate, closed the interstate for hours.
hmm
And so then the day we were going, some other accident happened separate of that, like not very far from that same spot in the canyon. I don't know, just tighter curves. It wasn't snow or anything, but there was
Yeah.
a, there was a crash there, and it caused the both lanes of that one of the westbound to close. And it was like, oh my gosh! So we got screwed, and we showed up. Your ceremony started what, 4:30?
Something like that.
Yeah, and so we pulled up to the venue at like 4:29, and we're like,
Nice.
without running, we like walked as fast as we could up to the seats, and we're like, we were here this whole time.
Whole time. Well,
Didn't miss
luckily,
a thing.
we didn't start right on time, so at least you
Yeah,
had that.
it worked out.
Yep.
Worked out. I was like, yeah, he'll never know. I was like, but if they're already kind of going, it'll be, let's just like slowly creep up to the back.
Just doot,
But
doot, 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 doot,
yep,
doot.
we made it in just in time.
Yep.
uh, well,
Ah, good times.
yeah. So the first 15 minutes of this episode was big wedding talk, so we can say we covered it. Um,
We covered it.
Now on to the hunting and outdoors and such. Um, I guess we'll jump to one topic. There's no particular order. It's kind of a shoot the bull type session, but you had sent me a text. What was that the other day that you're like, I'm gonna switch broadheads? Was that yesterday? Day before?
I think it was 2 days ago.
Yeah. So Brooks is considering switching broadheads already.
well, I should say switch,
Mm, testing the
trying,
waters.
testing the water. So I'm thinking about getting some beasts, some mechanicals,
Hmm.
um, and mostly because like I just want to see, like I like the ones I have right now, the single bevel, but also at the same time, I'd like to see how those the mechanicals fly as well.
Yeah.
Um, just get a pack of 3. Don't get 6 right away. Just get a pack of 3, see if I like them or not. And if I don't, I could just sell them. No big deal.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I was kind of went down the rabbit hole a little bit, and yeah, I think just they just like they talk about like how like they've been said the beasts fly well, and just I'm gonna say overall mechanical in general, how they fly similar to a field tip,
Yeah.
and especially since I'm out west at longer distances, then it could be better. I don't know, but it
Right.
could be. So we're gonna try and figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So,
mean, they definitely do fly more true. I mean, it's just their shape, the
mhm,
aerodynamics of all that. Um, they
mhm,
fly more true, like you said, to the field tip, and so there is that advantage for sure. And then
mhm,
I've heard that the beasts are um, better about it than other brands of mechanicals, where if the animal is quartered, like
mhm,
to a certain point, then it becomes like too severe of a quartering to or away that the broadhead won't deploy properly, and
mhm,
you might hit right where you want to hit, but the broadhead won't deploy properly, and so
mhm,
there's that aspect to consider. I don't know if but some might say, if they're quartered that bad anyways, why are you taking the shot? um, you know, if they're already quartered, now there are instances where they're at a comfortable angle, you shoot, and by the time the arrow gets there, they have quartered more severely, but
mhm,
that's a whole different thing. And so,
right,
it's just, um, what are you willing to risk, I guess. And so, but it's all a
mhm,
risk. It's not like, oh, if you would have shot a single bevel cut on contact, no shot that would have happened. You would have killed that
mhm,
animal. There's no guarantees either way, you know.
right. It's just all preference,
Yeah.
and I like that like bone deflection technology that the beasts have.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. So I was like,
Yeah.
interesting. And I know Bomar, he's a very uh hot topic type of guy,
Yeah.
but I mean, it seems like he makes a great product, and he seems like a pretty like cool dude. So
Yeah.
that's all I'm gonna
And
say
it's
about it.
actually ironic. I mean, you had sent that a couple days ago, and we had talked about beasts a little bit when we were talking broadheads. And if I were to go to a mechanical, I would probably go to that or the whitetail special, which is like a hybrid where it has a cut on contact and mechanical. And so,
Hmm.
but we've already covered all that, so we don't need to dive in on that. But I listened to Bomar was on the Hunter podcast, Huntr.
Hmm.
He's been on there a few times, I guess, but he was just talking a little bit more about their broadhead. And it's not just like a broadhead that they're like, oh, let's just make our own mechanical and just so I can make more money. Like, he saw where mechanical broadheads were not as good as he thought they could have been,
Hmm.
and so they came up with new technologies like the whole bone evasion technology that you're talking about, and like there's a
Hmm.
spring in there that causes the blades to be able to like close in, not all the way, but they'll close in to get around a bone, and then they'll like redeploy to full width because that spring is
Hmm.
in there. And there's like no other broadhead that has that out there right
Hmm.
now. And so they had to totally come up with their own type of system, and make it work and work every time. And so
Right.
like it is a quality broadhead. It's not something they just like threw together and he was like, oh yeah, let's just make it the Bomar broadhead and call it beast because it's a beast or whatever. But like it's
Hmm.
actual like science and engineered to be better than a lot of other broadheads out there in the mechanical market.
Hmm. Yeah, which is kind of is pretty much those reasons are exactly why I want to go with it.
Yeah.
and try it out. And it's cool that they make those practice broadheads too.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
It's really
you
cool.
definitely want to practice with them, and it's nice that that is, I guess, the nice part about mechanicals as opposed to a fixed blade. They come with that practice head, and it's just no big deal. Whereas like a fixed blade, if you shoot it into your target enough, like it's gonna dull your blade, and you're gonna need to
Hmm.
resharpen your broadheads, and
Right,
it's just like an extra step that you know you don't love to have to do, but you have to do it anyways, but it's like, you know, you'd rather just be able to practice with one and then just know that it's going to work on your others, on your
right.
actual broadheads.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So yeah, I'll get it here soon. Not at the moment, but
yeah.
I will, because I'd like to. Well, maybe soon. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. And, some people say, like, oh, don't use mechanicals on elk or don't use them on bigger animals. But, like, he himself, Josh Bomar, has used them on big animals like buffalo and elk and like crocodiles and all sorts of crazy stuff. And so it's like
Mm-hmm.
he he's put it through more than just a whitetail. And like people are like,
Right.
oh, only use mechanicals on whitetails. It's like, no, like you can use them on anything because that's the whole point of why he designed it. The way he designed it and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff is like it's not just for your whitetail hunter. So
Right.
um, yeah, it's cool. It's
Yeah.
cool. I probably won't switch to them unless I ever am like, oh my gosh, I can't. I just can't get these fixed blades to work for me and whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
eventually, maybe I'll consider trying them, but until I really feel like I am not being successful with a fixed blade because it's the fixed blade and not me,
Right.
then
Yeah.
I'll stick with what I got.
There you go. Oh, then maybe. Well, if I can get out to Nashville, maybe you can try it for yourself too. So
Yeah, yeah, give them a go. Yeah, you
give
got to
him
get
a
out here.
go.
We were talking, I guess, going back to the wedding a little bit. We were talking with Jason and you of like, hey man, Nashville or Tennessee has like a daily bag limit of does. You guys got to get out here. And Jason was like, how far is that drive from Denver to Nashville? And we did the math, and we're like, he's like, I could probably do that. And so we might have to start
It's
looking
really
at
not that bad.
no, no, it's
What,
you could do it in a
15?
day if you wanted
Yeah.
to. Like if you
Yeah.
like if it was just you two and you loaded up the truck and whatever you wanted to bring and just haul the ass out here and split the drive in two. Like he does half, you do half, and then you guys
Mm-hmm.
are out here for a couple weeks and then go back. And you guys could
Yeah.
go back with a lot of meat.
La 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 meat. Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Right.
Seriously, because that would be. I mean, obviously, we've been talking about that for a while, but that would be ideal, is
Yeah.
to
In
drive out there.
in that scenario, my head got to spinning on that because it's like, okay, like if they're gonna come out, like I kind of have to put my guide boots on, and I, I'll have to get them in the right spot. But then it was like, man, public land is public land out here, and you can find spots that you can get maybe a doe or two a day, if
Hmm.
you're like if you know where they're at. But
Right.
um, with my time constraints and things like that, it's like, man, and Bryant and Tanner and I have already talked about it too. Like, we need to find a spot where we can go in on a lease, and then we can take
Hmm.
you guys to the lease spot and have like get it to where you guys hunt there, and you guys can just,
Hmm.
you know, if you want to shoot a buck or does or whatever the deal is, whatever you guys want to do, and you're able to do, then that way it's less having to scout public and more just making sure our lease is ready and we've got stands set for you guys to come in, because I feel like that would be a better scenario than um, trying to find them and hunt them on public. Just, I mean, there's both sides of it. You want to hunt and not just harvest, but it's also
Hmm.
you guys are coming out for a reason. So get
Yeah.
into a spot where you can hunt the lease and not just sit over a pile of corn and harvest deer.
Right.
But
We'll have to. I mean, I would assume it'd probably be like a next year thing. So
Oh, yeah, and,
yeah.
we're looking at potentially maybe doing something by next year and having it
Hmm.
set up. There's just nothing, like, really close to Nashville, and so, you know, we're gonna have to really do our research if it's what's worth our drive, if it's a
Hmm.
couple hours worth and it's more. I think we'd prefer to go west because if you go to East Tennessee, they don't have the same bag limit thing.
Hmm.
Um, they have, a set number of deer you can get per year,
Okay.
doe wise. Obviously, you still get your buck or two or whatever, but
Hmm.
from middle Tennessee to West Tennessee, you can get 3 does a day in I think all of those units. And so if we find a lease somewhere in there, then it'd be sweet.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I did find one. I forget what website it was on, but there's all sorts of different websites to find leases. And this one, it was like the landowner highly encourages killing every deer possible because they're like destroying their crops,
Oh,
and
jeez.
so they're like, uh, there is a like a harvest agreement on like you're going in to take deer. You're not there to like make it a buck a trophy buck haven. Like you're there to take
Hmm.
out a bunch of does, and
Yeah.
then once the landowner, the way I interpreted it, it was like if once the landowner is like more content with the deer population, then you can maybe start having the conversation of, hey, we've got the population down. Can we start trying to grow big bucks in here?
Hmm.
Um, we'll still keep our doe harvest at a certain number or whatever per year, but can we try to work to get bigger bucks and whatever? But yeah, it was like in the initial description, it was like landowner wants deer gone. It's like, like overpop like this law is like the definition of Tennessee's overpopulation problem. And so it's like
Jeez.
that might be nice. I don't know.
That would be. That would be nice.
Yes, we've been throwing that idea around of like, oh, maybe we do that, and then that way, if my dad wants to come out, then we got a place to go, and it's not, you know, public land annoyances happening, and
Hmm.
the spot that you had planned you can't get into or whatever, and, you know,
Right.
so he comes out, you guys come out. It's just
Hmm.
a place that you can take people and get some hunting done.
Heck yeah. I like, are leases expensive? Like, are they just, or just kind of depends, really?
So I mean, it's nice because, well, it just depends. The way I've been looking at it, some of them they do like a yearly lease agreement where you just pay it all up front,
Hmm.
and however many people. Some of them they only allow like two hunters, like
Hmm.
maximum, and so it's like, well, there's six of us. If well, there's three of us. If we want to have eventually maybe six of us, it's like, okay, we got to look at a place that will allow up to 6 or 7 hunters, and so
Hmm.
things like that. But they base their price off of that and how many acres they have and whatever. Some of them try to keep it high because they have a good deer population and they want the right people in, not just anybody. But some people like that one. It was a really fair price. Like it was pretty low because that landowner just wanted people to come in and just start harvesting deer. And
Right.
so it's very I would, it's pretty consistent across the board. X number dollars per acre. Um, you know,
Hmm.
for the lease, but you do monthly payment, and that monthly payment is split between however many people you have in the lease. And
Right.
so, if there's three of us uh, actually leasing it, but we could bring in our buddies or whatever, then it's like, you know, if it's only $300 per person, a $900 lease per month, that's not bad. Like if you're able to split it up between three of you,
Hmm. Yeah,
but
it's really not bad at all.
yeah, but that might be like on like the mid to low end, whereas there's some higher
Hmm.
end ones where it's like, it's a few $1,000s per
Mm.
month, and you can only split it between four people, and it's like, man, this person's really proud of their property, but
Right.
and maybe there's a reason, maybe there's not, but I don't know how extreme those numbers can get, but because
Hmm.
we've only looked a little bit, but from what I looked at, a lot of them were pretty fair priced. Some of them were cheap, like okay, this is really cheap. I could do that like by myself if I really
Hmm.
wanted to. But there's others where it's like, you go in on it with, like I said, 2 or 3 people in your group, and it's only like $100 a month. That's
Yeah,
that's manageable. You can do that.
that's manageable.
So I don't know. It's then, but like I said, you have to consider how far away from Nashville is it? Like, because you
Hmm.
can't. Is it a spot where you can go and you can just do a? I would hate to say like a right after work thing like I do on public land here. It's probably not
Hmm.
likely, unless you got lucky and found one close. But is it a place where it's worth? You can go there multiple weekends a year and not just like only a couple times because it's so far across the state. So
Right.
evaluating the distance from Nashville. Like dogs fighting over a freaking tug of war toy.
Donkeys.
Stop it. Yeah. So no, that's something that we're looking at for possibly next year. Get into that maybe in like the summertime or something like that because
Hmm.
we want to do some homework on it and not just jump into one that's like, oh, this one says it's got deer and look how many acres it's got, because that can be really deceiving. Even just in
Right.
the ones I've looked at off the top, it's like, oh, it says it's got 200 some acres, but then you just look at the satellite image of that property and it's like it's all cropland there, and like
Right.
there's a few trees along the edge. Like, are you guaranteed permission from the neighboring property to
Hmm.
um like go get your deer or something like that? Otherwise, you just have to hope that you're getting something that's leaving their property coming on to the property that you're leasing, and then you shoot it, and then it runs into the ag field, and you can go get it. And
Right.
there's not, and so like there were a few that I looked at. It was like it's just a giant corn or like ag field where it's beans and corn, and they alternate every year, and there's no bedding areas, no like nothing like that. It's just a bunch of crops and then a tree line
Hmm.
on the outside. It's like that's not worth it. There's nothing for you to actually hunt other than
Hmm.
the edge, and that's not easy to do.
No.
So
Well,
yeah,
I'm sure you guys will find something.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, do our homework and hopefully we can find something because we've had a few already. I mean, this is the third weekend of deer season here, and already like we've had our troubles of just the public land antics that you're just like scratching your head what is going on. And
Hmm.
some of it it's like, oh my gosh, these people are off their rocker, and other stuff it's like, it's public land and they can do what they want to do too, and it's not a big deal. But it's like, you know you get to a parking lot and you've got 6 trucks in the lot, and it's
Hmm.
like, where am I where are they? How long have they been here? Are they in the spot that I want to be? What style of hunting are they doing? Because especially like we've noticed it really bad last year. Like you'll be set up and so like it's muzzleloader season or whatever, and you're set up, and all of a sudden you just see a guy with a muzzleloader just walking through the woods willy nilly, and just right through where the bedding area was, or where their transition area is, and all this stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like, and they're just throwing scent everywhere. They're just busting these woods up, and it's like it's not even worth sitting at, and
No.
unless like you get lucky essentially and hope that they walk through early enough to let things settle down and the deer still come through where you think they're going to
Hmm.
come through at. But like you get public land guys just doing who knows what, and it's just like makes you scratch your head. And it's like, man,
Right.
if we find an opportunity to jump in on a lease, you take that all out of the picture and you can control things way
Hmm.
better.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Yeah, because like even me, like at first it was just Tanner and Bryant were having troubles, and they were having people walk in front of their trail cameras, and which is just discouraging. It's not like it's illegal or anybody was trespassing because it's public
Yeah.
land, but it's like it's discouraging because you think you're in a decent spot where you're probably away from where other people are going, The next thing you know,
Mhm.
you've got 3 different people walking by your camera, and it's like, oh my gosh.
You're like, "Gotta be kidding me."
Yeah. And so they, at first it was like just them. And I was like, man, you guys just got to be patient. Maybe like we did scout, go maybe try a different spot that we scouted and things like that. And, or
Mhm.
maybe try something totally new. And then I was like trying to ease them over. And then my first sit of the year, I go out and I was going to my midweek spot where you can only hunt Monday through Thursday, and I pull
Mhm.
up and I see a truck there, and I'm like, okay. I saw dog boxes in the back. I was like, well, maybe it's one of those people just training their dogs in one of these fields, and
Yeah.
not a big deal. Get out of the truck, and I hear this dog barking right away, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not for certain, but I'm pretty sure it was a guy hunting squirrels with a dog, which is legal. It's not illegal, and you can do it in many sections, but this is just like the where a lot of people go with their dogs anyways, this little area. And
Mhm.
so it was like, okay, well maybe he's training or he is actually hunting squirrels or something with his dog. And I can only assume it was legal. And man,
Mhm.
I just heard that dog between me and the tree stand that I was, or not tree stand, but where my camera is, where I was wanting to set my tree stand that day. I was like, he is like right between me and that
Mhm.
camera. And I sat there for like another minute, and he was just getting farther from me and closer to that camera, farther from me, closer to that camera. And next thing you know, it was just like, man, he's just going dead towards where I want to be. And I just know that place is busted up now. So I didn't end up getting, I didn't even go back in there because I didn't want to go walk back in there and they were trying to hunt squirrels or something like that, and bust up their hunt, even though they
Right.
unknowingly probably messed with a little bit of the deer hunting back there. But that's public land, and they can do that, and they shouldn't get fussed at for it. So I didn't
Yeah.
want to cause any problems. So I went to a different area that I hadn't scouted over there. But I was like, well, with this wind, there's not very many places. My backup
Mhm.
spot was taken because there were people that were training dogs, and they were where I wanted to park, and I
Right.
didn't feel like walking 2 miles to get to a spot that I could only walk 500 yards for. And so it was just like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try this other spot, and I didn't see jack diddly. And then I've had two
Well.
sits since then, and I saw one doe 2 minutes after I put my bow on the ground because I couldn't see my pins. It was there was still legal light left or legal time left, but the
Mhm.
tree cover, the leaf cover is so thick that I didn't get enough light on my pins. I couldn't see, so I was like, well, I'm done. I can't see. And then I could see just enough out there, and I saw right where I wanted the deer to come. There was, I'm pretty sure it was a doe, came right to that spot, broadside and everything. I was like, well, my bow's on the ground. Can't see the pins anyways, but go figure. That's the only deer
Go
I've seen
figure.
this year.
Of course, it's pretty much when you can't even see your pins.
Yep. So that's been that. Tanner has seen a few deer. He went out last night. I went out last
Mhm.
night. He saw some deer, but they weren't in range. They didn't come in front of him. Bryant has been out. He saw a few deer. Same thing. Hasn't been in range. So they're starting to kind of see them a little bit, but it's not quite peak movement time of year. So we still
Yeah.
got a month till rut, and you know, probably 2 weeks till they really start moving.
Mhm. Well, rut's coming up. It's gonna be the fun time.
Yeah, yeah. I was starting to look at like barometric pressure and stuff like that because I've listened to it and I've understood it in the past, and it's like, well, like yeah, maybe there's some, and like there's some people that say, oh, there's no science that proves this or whatever, and it's like, yeah, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of anecdotal evidence. Like people are saying that you know, like your trail camera can tell you, and like you can look at compare when you're getting the bulk of your pictures to when or to what the barometric pressure is and what temperatures are and
Mhm.
moon phases. I've noticed a lot less on moon phases in relation to when I'm getting activity on camera, and it's a lot more on barometric pressure. And so it's like, well,
Mhm.
people are talking about it, and I feel like there is some truth to it. So I've started to pay more attention on when the numbers are right for deer
Mhm.
movement. And so this week, Tuesday, is looking like it's probably going to be a pretty good day for me to be out in the woods. So I'm going to try to go then. And then after that, it's just like the pressure is so low and like
Yeah.
people say whatever that means, that it's not the best time to be out there when the pressure is below a certain point. So it's like you can still go out and deer are going to move because they move, but it's not like they move more when there's higher barometric pressure, I guess, from
Mm.
my understanding. So I don't know. We'll put it to the test. We'll see if they move through. And then of course, as we were sitting here, I just got an alert that something walked in front of my camera. So we'll see. I hadn't been getting bucks. It's been all does.
Hmm.
He's a little spike.
Low spiker.
Yeah, like maybe the size of my pinky, sitting there, little devil horns.
Low guy.
Yep. But yeah, I haven't been getting a whole lot of action on my camera, and I think it is a little bit of the pressure. And I think it's. I wonder if there's more people that go and hunt squirrels back in there than maybe I know of, because I can't
Mm-hmm.
be back up there every day to see what other people are doing, and so
Yeah.
I wonder if a lot of people go back in there and oh.
Oh, you there? You there? Hello? Uh-oh. I lost you.
Well, classic technical difficulty. I guess this is what we get for not recording for almost a month. But, um,
Yep.
anyways, to finish up my thought there, I don't know if there's more people that go back in there, whether it's deer hunting, squirrel hunting, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's less people that just like wander back there, um, because it's just a special labeled unit, as opposed to like other places where we were yesterday. Like anybody can go in there. Well, shoot, I say that, but then I've seen more people walking their dogs back in because there's just like a little dirt road and people just walking their dogs. So I don't know if they go back into the woods at all, but you just never know on public
Right.
land who's going to be walking through and how it could impact the hunt. So, um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this barometric pressure thing turns out for me on Tuesday.
Well, hopefully it does.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. Pretty nice, but
Yes.
um,
No dogs.
yeah, keep them dogs away from my deer, would you?
You know who probably is those damn anti-hunters.
Yeah, probably, honestly. Damn Karen.
I saw a thing where it was over or a certain like an anti-hunter bought over $200,000 worth of tags, or anti-hunters bought over $200,000 worth of bear tags in Florida.
Oh, I hadn't seen that story.
So I have to, maybe I don't know if that's real or not, but essentially they bought them up to save the bears.
Crazy.
Yeah, whatever, save the
Yeah.
bears, whatever,
Little
stupid.
do they know what that actually does to. Okay, so they buy the tags and that helps financially some things in the state, but to,
Yeah,
to have those tags not filled, meaning you don't harvest any bear, you're still causing some harm to the ecosystem. And there's a reason they
right.
allow the hunting seasons. It's not
Yep.
it's not for fun and games,
No.
and
Yeah.
people just don't realize that anywhere.
No, they don't. Unfortunately,
But
it is what it is.
well, Brooks, we've got I guess I don't know if you want to call it a new segment, but we're gonna do this. I guess yeah, we'll call it a new segment every
Yeah.
episode. We're gonna take a moment. It could be 2 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't know. We don't know. But Brooks is going to share some products from Caribou Gear. So we might do the same product every month, and we'll just highlight it and share it. And for anybody who picks up in the middle of the episodes and they don't listen from episode 1 all the way to the end, they might catch a random one. But just
Hmm.
share some information about some Caribou Gear and different bags, different products that you guys offer, and yeah, just kind of I guess you could call it a partnership of just sharing what they got going on over there, because obviously Brooks now is working for them, so he gets
Mhm.
to promote their gear a little bit. So, without further ado, Brooks, go ahead.
All right. Well, first one today I did in honor of deer season, the Muley game bag set.
Sweet.
So this set, oops, need the this set right here, I got a couple years ago. Haven't been used because they're too white,
No blood
but
stains on them yet.
no blood stains on them yet. But you get 5 total bags. This is so okay. Let me rephrase this. This is the regular Muley set. There is a Magnum Muley set that comes with 7 bags. This one comes with 5.
Cool.
So this right here is where is it? Uh, this is a 16 by 21. This is your miscellaneous meat bag right here, and then we have the bigger bags. So you only get one miscellaneous meat bag, and you get 4 quarters bag, and this is the other size, which is sorry, I spaced on here we go. It's always somewhere. These are come on. Oh, 18 by 34s.
Okay.
So nice part about these game bags is obviously they're reusable. They're they have a lot of room in them, nice and deep, and then it's got the reflectors on them as well on this end and this end right here, and it gives you a little tab right here for hanging, or another tab right here, and then a drawstring. Boom, there you are. Honestly, I'd probably just go there, and then whenever you have the meat, then cinch it down. There you go.
Yeah.
And they're very strong. They're gonna, as long as you take care of them, they're gonna last you for years. Um, this Justin made or asked a good question last week, saying, "Hey, like, can I put, can I once I get these bags, can I put them in the freezer to keep the meat cool, and then take them out, or will the game bags rip if I try to take it off?" And the good news is, as long as you apply a wet cloth to the game bag before you take the meat out, it the bag will come right off and it won't stick and it won't rip. So
Perfect.
yes, so that is our muley set,
Yeah. So you got
and it
4
come
bigger bags that you can fit
mhm,
your quarters, your legs in, and then your
yep,
miscellaneous. If you take off your um, tenderloins, back straps, throw those in there, rib meat, things like that. You can fit all that in there.
mhm,
If
yep,
you're dressing in the field, of course,
yep,
especially I guess.
yep, exactly. And they're super light. I've had people say that they're a little bit heavier than other bags. This is like, okay, well, those other bags are just gonna rip right through because these are meat on bone bags.
Yeah.
They're not debone bags. Like, do you want quality material or not? Essentially, and it's really not that heavy. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And I know every ounce counts when it comes to hunting. I get that, but like, I would rather carry a couple more ounces to make sure I have really good game bags that won't rip on me than some bullcrap ones you find at the Sportsman's or Shields or
Walmart.
Cabela's,
Yeah.
Walmart, and next thing you know, they rip while you're carrying them in the middle of the field, and then you're
Yeah.
screwed.
Or just a plain old white pillowcase that, you know, everybody's dad, grandpa always talk. I'll just throw it in the pillowcase and it's good to go. It's like, no.
It'll be fine. Like these actually breathe. They keep the meat nice and dry. Uh, like obviously, like with any game bag, get the meat out of the sun as quick as possible. Um, Stuff like that. So,
Right.
and then hang it, of course.
Sweet.
So yeah, and then it all collapses, just folds right into this nice carrying case. Boom.
How
There
heavy
you
would
are.
you say the carrying case with all 5 bags is?
Good news is I have Oh, a scale right here.
Perfect.
If I can get it open. Retard thing. There it is. On. All right. So we're going to go by ounces. Oh, wait. It might be too heavy. Yeah, it's too heavy. I would have to get enough. I would
Less than 2
say,
pounds?
here, I'm going to go grab, pause. We're going to pause real quick. I'm just going to grab my scale. I would say less than 2 pounds. Yes.
Pause. We'll edit this out.
Okay. So, all right, we're
All right,
back. So I
we
just
are
got
back. We got the scale.
the scale. Make sure we're in great or units. All right, ounces. So make sure we're good. 15.3 ounces.
So less than a pound. That's everything.
Yep. Everything
Everything
less
all
than a pound.
combined is less than a pound. So,
Yep.
and it fits in your
Not
backpack,
heavy at
all
all.
that good stuff. So it's not like you're having to have something extra
Yeah.
on the
And
side.
you can smush these together if you need to. So yeah, they're high quality. They might be a little heavier in a way
Heavier, but heavier
than some,
duty.
right, heavier duty. Like, do you want heavy duty or do you want like
Fragile.
light duty and it's going to break on you?
Yeah.
So, and they're not even heavy. 15.3, not even heavy.
Yeah, that's with the carrying bag and all 5 bags in there. So
Yep. So,
pretty good.
and for you, I guess, we'll do it next time. Do that product next time. Never mind.
So you said that compared to the Magnum, the Magnum has 7. What would be the big
Yep.
difference? Like, are you looking at different regions would maybe want the 7 over the 5, or you're just anticipating a bigger deer, or a smaller elk, or something like what would you say is the difference of the 5 to the 7?
Just the bags are slightly bigger.
Gotcha.
So it would just depend. It would just depend on what you're hunting. I will say the muley set, it is good for antelope and bear as well.
Okay. Yep.
I forgot to say
There
that.
you go.
Yep. I forgot to say that. So it really just depends on what you're hunting. I think just the regular muley set's probably good for majority of hunts. But if have a big old buck tag or a big bear tag or something, you probably need the Magnum,
Mm-hmm.
just because it gives you that couple extra bags. Um, just a couple of extra miscellaneous bags, and then I think it's a cape bag that comes with it as well.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, so like
I would have
if you're in a
just
trophy unit or something like that, and
trove.
you're like, hey, I really want to make sure I preserve the head and the, like you said, the cape, and as much of the meat as possible. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's probably going to be a bigger animal because it's, if it's a buck or whatever, it's probably got more meat on it too. So I want to be able to,
Mhm.
like you said, the cape and more meat fitting it all, and make sure you're not wasting any. That would make sense.
Correct. Yep.
Right on. Right on.
Yep. That's all I got.
Sweet. Yeah,
So
no, I was the reason I had asked, which I haven't ordered any bags yet, and so I was just like thinking about it because last year I didn't really think too much about it, and I was like, oh, well, I'll just butcher it when I get home and just throw everything, bag it all in my little individual bags and freeze it, and then go back and chop it up later. and do whatever grinds or whatever. But it's like, man, if I'm hunting during weekdays, like, what if I am blood trailing almost all night, and I don't find it till like midnight, and then I get home and I've got to wake up for work at 4 in the morning. Like, am I really wanting to do that? Or is there a way that I could quarter it out, get everything sectioned off, and throw it in the freezer, and then come back to it the next day? But it's so
Mhm.
hot here that I can't just like leave it hanging in the garage. Whereas like
Right.
most places, it's probably cool enough. Like maybe at this point of year, like more north, obviously, but like it might be cool enough where you can just leave it hanging, whatever. And I don't have a giant cooler to hang meat or anything. So it's like,
Mhm.
what solution can I find for myself? It's like, okay, I can. And so then that's why I had asked, can I throw them in the bags and then get everything get the bags off safely and not rip them, not whatever, not ruin
Right.
anything by not ruin the meat and not ruin the bags at the same time, and still be and
Right.
then be able to go back, the next day and start doing my processing because I do it all myself. I'm
Right.
not that's for like a guy like me that does all the processing myself. A person that is like, I just take it to a processor. Maybe you don't think about those types of things.
Mhm.
So
Right. Which makes sense.
yeah,
Like, yeah, because like it's really hot where you're at,
yeah,
so you don't want the meat to spoil. So
yeah. Like we're still looking at highs in the 80s. The next like couple weeks even. I think it's supposed to get down
yeah,
in
it's
like
it's
the low
warm.
or the highs are supposed to be in like the 70s still, but it's like upper 70s. So it's like that's
Mhm.
still plenty hot enough for meat to spoil in not
Yep.
very much time. So, you know,
Right.
every minute counts, every hour counts, and if you can get it quartered out, thrown in the freezer in those bags, and then come back to it the next day when, like for a person like me, where you got work the next day, then once you get home and have time again to actually take your time and do it right, then it might be best.
Mhm.
And it's easier to process when they're frozen or partially frozen as opposed
Right.
to just raw and room temperature.
Yeah.
So sweet, man. Well, that's
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing about all the different products. Obviously, that's just one. There's very many different sizes of
Mhm.
bags and different names for all of them. And there's other products other than just game bags. So we'll get around to
Yep.
sharing all those. But like I said, there's going to be a lot of repeats. We might do the same product for a month. We might mix it up and just cycle them all through and just to
Mhm.
share information about it. And once we get through them, we're just going to cycle back through and talk about them again, things like
Mhm.
that. So um,
Yep.
yeah. You said you're going. I guess we'll make this the last topic unless you got to go. You're going hunting this week, not as the hunter, but as accompanying another hunter.
Yes, I am. It is the owner of Caribou Gear, not Ted Jr. but Ted Senior. I'm going with him. He's got a first rifle tag, so I'm going up with him, and I'm going to be doing all the photography and the video.
Sweet.
Um, so yeah, that'll be fun. I get to get paid to hunt, so that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
can't complain about that.
Um, nope, can't complain. That's a pretty good week. So we leave tomorrow, and then opening day is Wednesday. I kind of hope we like as much as I love being out there. I kind of hope he gets something on the first or second day, then we can pack it out and get home.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's always nice. I mean, so how much like scouting have you guys done or they done on where you guys are going?
he's done a bunch of scouting. This is a place they've been to a lot.
Okay,
So
very familiar then.
yeah, yep, very familiar.
Cool.
So he's got a good idea.
Has he been successful there in the past? Is that part of it too?
Yep,
Cool.
yeah, he has. So
Yeah, that always helps. I mean, not going in blind and, you maybe have a little bit of extra hope being like, well, it's been done here before. We've done it here before. So,
Mhm.
we can go in and know, okay, this is where they like to be this time of year. Maybe we can try that. And if they're not here, maybe they're there. You
Yep,
kind of have your backup plans already in place.
yep, exactly.
So Sweet, man. That's gonna be
Yeah, so it
exciting.
should be fun. Yeah, should be pretty exciting and get to mess with some cool camera gear and some pretty high-end camera gear,
Ooh,
to say the least.
fancy.
Yeah,
Don't forget
fancy,
to hit
fancy.
record.
Yep, cannot forget that. Did you record it? Frick!
No, I was just watching. I
Dang it!
was I was having so much fun watching.
You forgot to record. Whoops.
Oh man. Well, I'm not trying to put that
Uh,
evil on you, but I hope you don't forget to hit record.
Knock on wood. Yes, hopefully.
Oh, all right, man. Well,
Uh,
it's getting to be about that time. We covered a lot. Any closing thoughts from you?
Nothing for me. So,
No.
what about you?
No, just looking forward to getting a deer down. Hopefully, I can actually see some deer around here. It'll be nice for me to see one. But then,
Yeah, wood.
yeah, I'm hoping you have a good time seeing some elk. And here's Virgo. Virgo's saying hi.
Oh,
But
hi, Virgo.
yeah, I hope you
Guest
have a
of the
good
show.
time and have a good hunt and all that good stuff. So hope you enjoy
Thanks,
yourself.
man. You as well. Get yourself a deer.
Yeah, buddy. All right. Well, we'll wrap her up. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
See you guys.